Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks ordinary, feels ordinary, but is worth thousands of dollars. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this is the hidden magic of Lincoln Wheat Pennies. Most people see them as old copper coins, but collectors see them as rare treasures that can turn a simple pocket find into a massive payday. And today, you're about to discover exactly why. In this video, we're diving deep into 7 incredibly valuable Lincoln Wheat Pennies that are secretly hiding in collections, in piggy banks, and even in pocket change across America. These coins are topping auction charts, shocking collectors and rewriting price records. Some of them are worth more than a brand new iPhone, some more than a month's salary, and a few rare pieces have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, all because of tiny details most people never notice. This video isn't just a list, it's a treasure map. Every penny we reveal comes with a story, a secret, a rare minting error, or a tiny variation that transforms its value from 1 cent to a life-changing amount. And the best part? Anyone watching right now might be holding one without even realizing it. So don't blink, don't skip, because the difference between a normal penny and a jackpot penny is just one small detail, and missing it could mean missing a fortune. Stay with me till the very end as we uncover the 7 most valuable Lincoln Wheat Pennies worth big money, and see if you have one of these hidden gems in your home. Let the treasure hunt begin. Now let's go even deeper into the incredible story of the 1938 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that looks completely ordinary to most people, but has the power to become one of the most jaw-dropping treasures in the entire Wheat Penny series. This penny was minted in Philadelphia, which means it carries no mint mark under the date. At first glance, it seems like a simple, everyday coin, the kind of penny people toss into jars, ignore in drawers, or spend without thinking twice. But the truth is far more exciting. While millions were minted, only a microscopic number survived in the kind of condition that collectors dream about. And that tiny surviving fraction is where the enormous value comes in, turning this seemingly common coin into a high-stakes collectible. Most 1938 pennies circulated heavily during the late 1930s and early 1940s. They were carried in pockets, scraped in wallets, traded, dropped, and worn down through years of everyday use. Because of this, the majority of these coins show dull surfaces, scratches, discoloration, and heavy wear. That's why a standard circulated 1938 penny is worth only a few cents. But the moment you find one in pristine, untouched red luster condition, the kind that looks almost brand new even after more than 85 years, you're no longer holding just a penny. You're holding a potentially life-changing collector's prize. A glowing red RD, example-graded MS65, can easily bring $100 to $150. At MS66 red, the value shoots up to $300 to $500. At MS67 red, an extremely rare grade, prices reach $1,500, $2,000, and even above $3,000 depending on strike quality and eye appeal. But here's where this coin becomes legendary. The highest graded 1938 pennies ever discovered. The absolute finest known examples with electric red color, flawless surfaces, and nearly perfect mint brilliance have shocked collectors around the world. One extraordinary specimen, preserved with almost impossible perfection, reached an estimated value of $256,000 at the elite level of the market. Yes, a single 1-cent coin valued at $256,000. This is the true power of condition rarity. When a coin survives untouched for nearly 9 decades, maintaining its color, its shine, its perfection, it becomes not just a coin. It becomes a trophy, a masterpiece, a status symbol for elite collectors who compete to own the very best. So whenever you find a 1938 wheat penny, take your time. Examine the luster, the wheat lines, Lincoln's cheek, the smoothness of the fields, and the strength of the strike. Because even though millions exist, the right one, the perfect one, has the power to transform from an ordinary copper penny into a $256,000 treasure that most people would never believe came from pocket change. Now let's take an in-depth look at the 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that may appear ordinary at first glance but holds some of the most exciting, hidden value in the Wheat Penny series. Millions of these coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and because they carry no mint mark, most casual observers assume they're just common pocket change. But here's the secret. While the 1940 penny is abundant in low grades, Surviving examples in top mint condition are extremely rare, and collectors are willing to pay staggering amounts to secure the finest specimens. This is where the true value lies, in coins that are sharp, bright, and practically untouched after more than 80 years. The 1940 penny was produced during a busy era, just before the United States entered World War II. These coins were used daily, passed hand to hand, dropped, scratched, and stored in coin rolls or jars without any protection. Over time, the surfaces dulled, scratches appeared, and the original copper-red luster faded. That means most 1940 pennies you encounter today are brown, worn, and far from collectible. But the moment you find a 1940 wheat penny with full original luster, clean fields, bright red color, and sharp details, you're looking at a coin that can command significant attention and very high prices and win the collector market. In circulated condition, the value of a 1940 penny is only a few cents. But the story changes dramatically when you step into the uncirculated grades. A red RD MS65 example can sell for $60 to $120, depending on eye appeal. At MS66 red, prices jump to $200 to $350 as collectors recognize the rarity of bright, clean examples. When you move to MS67 red, a grade extremely difficult to find for the 1940 penny, prices explode to $600, $900, and even above $4,500 for truly exceptional coins with perfect strike and surfaces. But here's where things get truly astonishing. The absolute finest known examples of the 1940 Lincoln Wheat Penny, those graded MS67 Plus with electric red luster, flawless surfaces, and sharp details in both Lincoln's profile and the wheat stalks, have achieved mind-blowing prices at auctions. Some of these rare specimens have been valued at $8,000 to $12,000, and a few extraordinary coins, considered the pinnacle of condition rarity, have reached $15,000 or more. This shows that even a coin from 1940, which millions of people assume is common, can become a high-value treasure if it survives in perfect, pristine condition. The reason for these astronomical prices is simple: condition rarity. Millions were minted, but very few survived untouched with original luster and no scratches, marks, or fading. Elite collectors compete aggressively for these coins because owning one of the finest 1940 pennies is not just about money, it's about prestige, history, and rarity. So when you come across a 1940 wheat penny, never assume it's worthless. Take the time to examine it carefully. Now let's explore the 1941 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that looks unassuming at first glance but holds incredible hidden potential for collectors and investors alike. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin carries no mint mark, which often causes casual collectors to overlook it. Millions of 1941 pennies were produced, making the date appear ordinary. But the real story lies in condition rarity. While most 1941 pennies are heavily circulated, dull or scratched, the truly exceptional examples with original copper-red luster and sharp details are extremely rare, and collectors are willing to pay astonishing sums to obtain them. This is exactly why even a single well-preserved 1941 penny can become a life-changing treasure in the right hands. The 1941 penny circulated heavily during its era. People carried them in pockets, wallets, and purses, and coins were often dropped, scraped, or worn down over time. The soft copper surfaces made them especially vulnerable to scratches and discoloration. So finding a coin in near-perfect condition today is extremely uncommon. Circulated examples may only be worth a few cents. But the moment a coin is discovered with MS65 red condition, collectors immediately recognize its value. At this grade, 1941, red wheat pennies can sell for $75 to $150, depending on eye appeal, strike quality, and color. As the grade increases, the prices rise dramatically. MS66 red coins are extremely desirable and can command $250 to $400 as collectors compete for these scarce high-grade survivors. At MS67 red, which is a level of preservation almost never seen, prices jump to $1,000, $1,500, and even $2,500. Coins at this grade are exceptionally rare, and even minor imperfections can reduce the value significantly. This shows that while the 1941 penny may appear common at first, the right coin in mint state can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its condition and eye appeal. But the real excitement comes with the absolute finest known examples, the ultra-rare MS67 plus red 1941 pennies. with flawless surfaces, brilliant red color, and perfect details on both Lincoln's profile and the wheat stalks, on the reverse, are considered trophies for elite collectors. These coins have been valued at $10,000 or more at high-profile auctions, demonstrating that even a penny, from a year as common as 1941, can become a collector's masterpiece. Some exceptional specimens, due to their pristine surfaces, sharp strike and glowing luster, have reached $15,000 to $20,000 in private sales or competitive bidding environments. These are the coins that transform a simple 1-cent coin into an extraordinary investment opportunity. The reason these prices are possible is condition rarity combined with collector demand. Millions of coins were minted, but only a tiny fraction survived in perfect condition. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that exhibit strong details, flawless surfaces, and vibrant red color. Now let's dive into the 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that, at first glance, may appear ordinary, but holds remarkable value for collectors who understand the importance of condition and rarity. Struck during the middle of World War II at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin carries no mint mark, which sometimes causes casual collectors to dismiss it as a common penny. Millions of 1944 pennies were minted, and while the date itself is widespread, the real treasure lies in those that survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. The combination of wartime circulation, extensive handling, and the soft copper composition makes high-grade examples extremely rare and extremely valuable. During 1944, pennies were in heavy use, passed from hand to hand, and exposed to daily wear and tear. The majority of 1944 pennies today show scratches, dull color, and worn details. A typical circulated coin may be worth just a few cents, but the moment a collector finds a 1944 penny with brilliant red luster, sharp strike, and flawless surfaces, it instantly becomes a sought-after treasure. A well-preserved MS-65 red example can sell for $80 to $150, depending on color and eye appeal. At this grade, the coin shows most of its original copper brilliance, and the wheat stalks on the reverse remain sharply defined. As the grade increases, the price escalates significantly. MS-66 red coins, which are harder to find, can command $250 to $450, while MS-67 red examples, almost unheard of in circulation, often fetch $500 to $2,500 at auctions. Coins in this top tier are extremely scarce because the majority of 1944 pennies were heavily circulated during wartime, making preservation in pristine condition exceptionally rare. But the highest value 1944 pennies, the ultra-rare MS-67 Plus red examples, have sold for $10,000 or more, with flawless surfaces, full original luster, and sharp details that make them standout collectibles. Some of these coins, due to their extraordinary condition and striking eye appeal, have reached $12,000 to $15,000 in private sales and auction houses. These exceptional coins are not just valuable, they are trophies for collectors, representing the pinnacle of the 1944 Wheat Penny series. The reason these prices are so dramatic is simple: condition rarity and collector demand. Millions of coins were minted, but very few survived in perfect condition. Collectors look for coins with glowing red surfaces, flawless fields, strong wheat lines, and sharp portraits of Lincoln. Even a tiny scratch, discoloration, or contact mark can reduce the value by hundreds or thousands of dollars. That is why careful examination is critical. So if you come across a 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny, don't underestimate it. Look closely at the coin's luster, color, and strike quality. A single well-preserved coin could easily be worth thousands of dollars, making what seems like an ordinary 1-cent piece into a highly valuable collectible. Now let's take a closer look at the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that may seem ordinary to the casual observer, but is actually a hidden treasure for serious collectors. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this penny carries no mint mark, and although millions were produced during the final years of World War II, finding one in top-grade condition is extremely rare. The vast majority of 1945 pennies circulated heavily, leading to worn surfaces, scratches, and faded color. That makes the high-grade survivors, particularly those with original red luster and sharp detail, highly desirable and capable of commanding impressive prices at auctions and in the collector market. During 1945, pennies were part of daily life, passed from hand to hand, tucked into pockets, and jostled in purses or coin rolls. Because of their copper composition, these coins were especially prone to scratches and discoloration. Today, a typical circulated 1945 penny is worth just a few cents, but once you find one in uncirculated condition, the value rises dramatically. A well-preserved MS-65 red RD coin can sell for $80 to $150, depending on its color, luster, and strike quality. Coins at this grade often retain much of their original brilliance, and the reverse wheat stalks remain sharply defined, making them very appealing to collectors. As the grade increases, the price grows exponentially. MS-66 red examples, which are significantly rarer, can fetch $250 to $450 as collectors compete to secure these scarce high-grade survivors. The rarity becomes even more apparent when you reach MS-67 red, which is almost unheard of for this date. Coins at this exceptional level can sell for $500, $2,000 or more, particularly if they exhibit flawless fields, vibrant color, and strong details on Lincoln's portrait and the reverse wheat stalks. These coins are considered extremely scarce because the majority of 1945 pennies circulated heavily and were exposed to decades of wear. The absolute finest known 1945 Lincoln Wheat Pennies, those graded MS-67 plus red, have achieved extraordinary values, selling for $8,000 to $12,000 at top-tier auctions. Some of the most extraordinary examples, due to their flawless surfaces, sharp strikes, and glowing copper-red color, have been valued at $15,000 or even higher in private sales. These are not just coins. They are collectible masterpieces, trophies for elite collectors who understand their rarity and historical significance. What makes the 1945 penny so valuable is condition rarity combined with collector demand. Millions were minted, but only a tiny fraction survived in pristine condition. Collectors look for coins with full red color, perfect fields, sharp wheat lines, and flawless portraits. So the next time you come across a 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny, take your time and inspect it thoroughly. Check the color, luster, strike quality, and overall preservation. Even a single coin in top condition could be worth thousands of dollars. Now let's explore the 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but is actually a hidden treasure for collectors who know how to spot value in condition and rarity. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this penny carries no mint mark, and while millions were produced, the vast majority circulated heavily, leaving most examples worn, dull, and far from collectible. However, the real excitement comes from those rare specimens that survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. These coins, with their original red luster, sharp details, and flawless surfaces, can command extraordinary prices, proving that even a penny from 1946 can be a serious collectible. During 1946, pennies were widely used in daily transactions, carried in pockets, wallets, and purses, and subjected to all kinds of wear and tear. The copper surfaces made them especially vulnerable to scratches, discoloration, and fading over time. That is why most 1946 pennies today are brown, worn, and of minimal value. A typical circulated coin may be worth only a few cents, but when a collector finds one in MS-65 red RD condition, the story changes dramatically. At this grade, 1946 pennies can sell for $80 to $150, depending on the luster, color, and overall eye appeal. Coins at this level often retain most of their original brilliance, and the reverse wheat stalks remain sharply defined, making them particularly attractive to serious collectors. As we move up the scale, the price increases exponentially. MS-66 red examples, which are significantly rarer, can command $250 to $450, reflecting the high demand for well-preserved coins from this period. MS-67 red coins are extremely scarce, and when found they often fetch $1,500, $2,000, and even up to $3,000, particularly if they exhibit flawless fields, full copper red color, and strong strike details. These top-grade coins are highly sought after because most 1946 pennies were heavily circulated, and surviving uncirculated examples are exceedingly rare. The absolute finest known 1946 Lincoln Wheat Pennies, graded MS-67 plus red, are considered elite collector pieces and have sold for $8,000 to $12,000 at major auctions. Certain exceptional specimens, due to their perfect surfaces, sharp strike, and glowing red luster, have been valued at $15,000 or more in private sales. These coins are not just valuable, but a fortune hiding in your pocket change. What drives these extraordinary prices is condition rarity combined with collector demand. Millions of 1946 pennies were minted, but only a tiny fraction survived in pristine, untouched condition. Collectors seek coins with vivid red color, flawless fields, sharp details on Lincoln's portrait, and crisp wheat stalks on the reverse. So the next time you encounter a 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny, take a closer look. Examine the strike, luster, color, and overall preservation. A single well-preserved coin could easily be worth thousands of dollars. Now let's focus on the 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that immediately stands out for collectors because of its Denver Mint origin. Unlike Philadelphia pennies, this coin carries a small D mint mark beneath the date, which can make a significant difference in its rarity and value. While millions of 1948 pennies were produced, the majority circulated heavily over the decades, leading to worn surfaces, scratches, and faded color. But those that survived in pristine, uncirculated condition are highly sought after, commanding impressive prices at auctions and among private collectors. The 1948 penny is a perfect example of how a seemingly common coin can hold serious hidden value when preserved correctly. During 1948, pennies were widely used in daily life, carried in pockets, purses, and coin rolls, and exposed to all kinds of wear. Because of their copper composition, they were vulnerable to scratches, discoloration, and corrosion, which makes surviving MS-grade coins extremely rare. A circulated 1948 penny might only be worth a few cents, but a red RD MS-65 example can sell for $100 to $200, depending on its luster, color, and strike quality. Coins at this level show much of their original copper brilliance, with crisp wheat lines on the reverse and sharp details on Lincoln's portrait. As the grade increases, the price climbs sharply. MS-66 red coins, which are rarer, can command $250 to $500, while MS-67 red examples, almost impossible to find for this date, can reach $2,500 to $2,500, and in exceptional cases, even higher. These top-tier coins are prized for their flawless surfaces, glowing copper red color, and strong strike quality. Collectors prize these coins because the majority of 1948 pennies were circulated extensively, making uncirculated examples highly scarce. The absolute finest known 1948 pennies, graded MS-67 plus red, are considered elite collector pieces and have sold for $7,000 to $10,000 at auctions. Exceptional examples with near-perfect surfaces, vivid red luster, and sharp strike details can fetch even more in private sales, sometimes reaching $12,000 or higher. These coins are not only valuable but are also considered trophies, representing the pinnacle of rarity and preservation for the 1948 Wheat Penny series. The reason these coins command such high prices is condition rarity combined with collector demand. While millions were minted, only a small fraction survived in pristine condition. Collectors look for coins with full red color, flawless fields, sharp wheat lines, and crisp details on Lincoln's profile. Even a tiny scratch, spot, or imperfection can significantly reduce value. So if you come across a 1948 Lincoln Wheat Penny, don't dismiss it as ordinary. Look closely at the luster, color, strike quality, and overall preservation. Even one coin in top condition could be worth thousands of dollars, turning what seems like a common penny into a highly valuable collectible. And that wraps up our deep dive into the most valuable Lincoln Wheat Pennies, from the 1938 Philadelphia no mint mark penny all the way to the rare 1948 Denver Mint examples. As we've seen, even pennies that seem ordinary, at first glance, can hide extraordinary value when preserved in top condition. Some of these coins, graded in mint state with flawless surfaces and brilliant red luster, have sold for thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, proving that condition, rarity, and preservation truly make all the difference. Whether you're a seasoned collector and investor, or just someone who enjoys uncovering hidden treasures, the Lincoln Wheat Penny series offers a fascinating glimpse into history and the thrill of coin collecting. Every detail matters: the wheat lines, Lincoln's profile, the color, and the strike, because these tiny features can turn a 1-cent coin into a life-changing collectible. So next time you come across an old penny in a drawer, a coin jar, or even loose change, take a closer look. That humble-looking penny could be a hidden treasure, waiting for the right eye to discover its true worth. Collectors around the world continue to hunt for these rare gems. And now, after watching this video, you know exactly what to look for. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more videos on rare coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures. Stay tuned because the world of coins is full of surprises, and the next hidden gem could be just a penny away. Keep collecting, keep exploring, and remember, even the smallest coin can hold extraordinary value.